Here it is. This is my camera setup for shooting raw video. Let's talk about what all this actually does, why you might want to invest in a raw capable video shooting setup, and some of the challenges that you might experience along the way when you're getting set up to shoot raw. Raw format video files are output directly from the camera sensor without any in-camera processing. These files give you the highest level of control over color and exposure in post-production. So if you're planning on doing any post-processing, raw video files will give you the most information to work with. Now let's talk equipment. Here's a breakdown of my setup, including everything you need to start shooting raw video. First, you need a camera capable of capturing raw format video. My Nikon Z6 does the trick, although I had to pay an additional amount and ship my camera to Nikon for their raw output activation upgrade. Even with the raw output upgrade, in-camera raw video recording isn't supported, so I needed to purchase an external recorder. This is what I got. It's called the Atomos Ninja 5. To connect the camera to the recorder, I needed an HDMI to mini HDMI cable, and I went for this small coiled version so that it doesn't get in the way. Due to the size of the raw files, you also need a separate memory system for the recorder. So I have this 500 gigabyte SSD, which fits nicely inside the caddy, which mounts to the Ninja 5. The Ninja 5 also needs its own power supply, so I have a few of these Sony NP-F style batteries. I also got so annoyed with having to charge these batteries after an hour of use that I got a dummy battery that I can plug right into the wall for constant power. Okay, we're getting close. To make this manageable to handle, you need a mounting system. I went for the small rig cage, and then I also got an articulating mount for the Ninja 5. So this is the setup, but there are a few more things that you need to process your footage. First, you need an adapter to plug your SSD into your computer. And then you also need an external drive capable of storing the huge raw files. I use this durable orange one from LaCie. You also need a video editing software like Adobe Premiere Pro, Apple Final Cut Pro, or DaVinci Resolve that's capable of processing the raw files. And finally, to run whichever program you end up choosing, you'll need a computer with the processing power and memory to assemble and play back raw files without crashing your computer. So if all that sounds like a lot, that's because it is. Raw files offer more flexibility in editing, but the setup and maintenance is much more intensive. Shoots take longer to set up, you're having to manage multiple batteries, multiple devices, and if you're doing all this by yourself, it can and will get overwhelming. For the first time ever, a couple weekends ago, I felt prepared enough to take this setup with me on a trip. Looking back at the vibrant colors and detail that made it to the final edit, it's finally feeling worth it. Check it out. So there you have it. That's my camera setup and one of the first videos that I have shot using RAW. Pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Let me know down below if you have any questions about my setup or anything that I mentioned in this video, and we'll see you on the next one.